Good evening on Thursday the 5th of January 2023, and I'm just sharing because I'm really excited to see that I've put an advert out for my books which share in poetry God's love and what love is and what love is not. And I say that love is not a cortisol stress hormone, and it's time to end all abuse. I'm so happy because just before Christmas, I'd ordered my advertising space in around February last year. But sort of there wasn't sort of quite right time that got round to launching them, and sort of hadn't finished off the advert either. And then when in December I'm like, I think we need to put them up. Then apparently the company had been taken over and weren't going to be able to honour honour our agreement. I didn't have any more money to add to it, and I'd invested my holiday from last year, and I do spend all of my money on doing these scrolls and things. I was pretty devastated by it, actually. It was very stressful time for me in December for a number of reasons, and I couldn't believe that, like, oh my gosh, this was my big announcement of my books and to try and reach people. But anyway, the gentleman I dealt with managed to turn it around and sent me a picture yesterday of the first advert going up in St. John's shopping centre in Liverpool. I'm like, oh my gosh. My heart, my enthusiasm has returned, because I've been feeling very what's the word? Just perhaps a little bit disillusioned. I keep my faith in God, and I trust totally in God, and I know everything is in His time. But I was just like at the point of Anyway, so there's some adverts gone up, I hope people will find my YouTube channel. So welcome. I see I have a couple of new subscribers, so thank you. I appreciate all the subscriptions, and please do like and share, because I know this work is truth. And so I've just been listening today as well to Public Child Protection Wales, are absolutely adamantly fighting for the protection of innocence of our children, as we're learning through the governments and the RSE content. It's seriously, we're in the end times. We are absolutely in the end times, and to see children as sexual beings is anti to God's love. And just looking at, I have a number of Bibles as well, so I studied with Jehovah's Witnesses and learnt a massive amount from them, but they didn't like my crystal work. So, but I do love the Jehovah's Witness Bible, and of course Jehovah comes from Yahweh, so, and its meaning, He who causes to become. So it's the Creator, and the Creator, Jesus Christ. The name of Jesus Christ means the Anointed One. So it's God who causes us to become anointed with the whole Spirit of love. So it's not complicated. Love or fear. Does this action that I'm going to do create love or fear? And of course, an orgasm isn't really love. So it's, although it is the pinnacle when there is love. between a man and a woman. So, Mark 9:19, it says, in response he said to them, "O faithless generation, how long must I continue with you? How long must I put up with you? Bring him to me." So they brought him to him. But at the sight of him, the spirit at once threw the child into convulsions, and after falling on the ground, he kept rolling about, foaming. And he asked his father, "How long has this been happening to him?" He said, "From childhood on." And time and again it would throw him both into the fire and into water to destroy him. "But if you can do anything, have pity on us and help us." And then Jesus said to him, "That expression, 'if you can,' why all things can be to one if one has faith." Immediately crying out, the father of the young child was saying, "I have faith, help me out where I need faith." It goes on to speak of hold on. Yeah, I was thinking when I was reading that part, it sounds very much like epilepsy, what we call epilepsy today. Anyway, so in terms of the children and protecting the children's innocence, then my camera's not focusing. We need to protect the children's innocence and educating them to immoral adult sexual education isn't protecting their innocence. I don't see it like that. And Isaiah says, "All thy children shall be taught of the Lord, and great shall be the peace of thy children. So lead your sons and daughters, so guide and direct them from the time they are very small, to teach them in the ways of the Lord, that peace will be their companion throughout their life." And the amount and levels of anxiety and mental health problems that we can see in children these days, it tells us something's wrong, doesn't it? It tells us it's not right. And so, the new heaven is described in gemstones. This is the gemstones cited at Revelation 21, the New Jerusalem. And so I'll read you this poem at this time of return of Christ. And the new heaven, a new heaven, New Jerusalem, Revelation 21. Everything real is invisible. So that's basically saying, it's our feelings that is what's real in life, and feelings and the energy and the frequency and vibration which we live at, whether it's love or fear, fruits of the spirit or stress. Everything real is invisible. Gifts of jasper transformed from pearls, emeralds made from sapphires squared, attaining to amethyst shining, like diamonds dancing delicately on water. Chalcedony waltzing with topaz, sardonyx serenading sardius, turquoise passions speaking love. Love made whole, like an olivine, fulfilling, complete. Like a mine of treasures with no dragon, no pirates or opposition, just understanding with reason. Chrysolite gold molten into an emerald river, flowing to a chrysoprase sea. And that translates as having the courage and the faith to seek the happiness, the peace. We have to wrestle between what's right and wrong, good and bad, haram or halal, to be able to forgive, hear, adhere, in order to get the positive reward, which I propose is the endorphin reward, the blood of Christ. And we need to have tolerance, trust, and only the truth will set us free. So, may the truth prevail. There was a rather shocking article on age gap, which, like the highest form of God's love is the agape love. Age gap is what they're saying for allowing paedophilia. But children need to be protected, have their innocence protected, and I thank my dad, who was very protective. So the end is the beginning of the word endorphin, his love in our blood. God bless. Heaven is coming down.